I can't comment on Candace because it's quite obviously a freak show. It's like driving on the highway and seeing a farmer having with a sheep. You don't want to look, but you can't look away either. The problems begin when you try to analyze it. It is what it is.
What the what is this? Candace handled this pretty well. She called him out for being perverted. These guys just cannot lay a glove on her, and I wish they would stop. So we have a situation. We have a political war on the right, and we're going to handle that. It's just establishment versus Tea Party, old school. We got this. But we got a war in the Christian church, the Protestant Christian church, because our pastors, they're a bunch of women. They have no courage. They are backbiting mean girls. And this is an epidemic. I've been quiet a long time about this, watching these half men sit on their hands while the world falls apart. When I first was saved, I was 16 years old, gave my life to Christ. I was kind of a rowdy boy. I wasn't the best Christian example. But as I've gotten older, I've learned better. One of the things I learned is you have to tell the truth, and I've really suffered for that one. And I see a lot of pastors, they don't bother. And that really bothers me. If I know better than your pastor, you're in trouble. I was raised by a gangster. I did what I wanted as a kid. I was an animal. I was a Viking. And a repo man, political operative. I better not know better than your pastor ever. And I'm watching these quote-unquote men of God lie on Candace Owens. She is literally a mommy podcaster. You gotta be kidding me, man. This is where we've gotten to. The last 50 years of Protestant work has brought us to where boys don't know if they're boys, girls don't know if they're girls, because of your amazing efforts. Are you serious? Everyone is at war. There's war all over the world. We have a war machine lobby running Washington, and you guys sat on your hands. You let people die, you let boys cut their wieners off and call themselves girls. You made a good living while it happened, and now I'm done. The first thing you're all going to do is tell the truth. We're going to name a couple of names here at TBUSA, and these men of God are going to apologize and straighten up. And you will be apologizing to Candace Owens. John with no H root starts off with saying Candace and her cronies like Ian Carroll are disgusting. He talks about people that took down cameras contaminating the crime scene, which they've tried to excuse. He says they've been targeted. Targeted by who? They weren't targeted by Candace Owens. She spoke with that guy, and he showed her the videos. Frank Turek, a great man of God, and Charlie's spiritual mentor, was framed as giving the shooters signals. There were a lot of people on Twitter who said this, but he very specifically says Candace Owens has poured gas on the fire. Well, she didn't say that Frank Turek was giving the shooter signals. And then John Root says people that care about the truth don't trample over innocent good people that spend their life helping and protecting Charlie, who she claimed was still a good friend of hers. So right off, John without an H root is doing the mean girl stuff, saying who she claimed was still a good friend of hers. It's so pathetic. Charlie was indeed a good friend of Candace until his death. Obviously kept Candace filled in because, well, this week she's been proven right about everything she said. And, man, it's crazy that the White House used Charlie Kirk to leverage Candace to be quiet about the Macrones, an issue so many pastors sat out on. When a head of state is a molester of a young student, this is something that someone should comment on. The FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago was about the Macrones. Exhibit A is the box with their life. Look at it. Our pastors are silent. It's okay with them. They're okay with it. Only Candace will stand up to it. And they mock her. And now she stands up to this. This week we saw a text where Charlie talked about walking away from Israel because the donors have harassed him so viciously. And some of these godly men were on that text chain. And they lied by omission. For weeks they let people torment Candace and other people. For weeks, hoping they could sneak it by in the night, like cowards. And now they have to be held to account. Charlie indeed was so pressured by donors, he was going to walk from Israel, in his own words. To the point of his death, a bunch of henchmen of donors begged him not to walk away from it. That is what happened. We all saw it. The God Squad at TPUSA covered for them. And don't run and hide under, oh, we're preserving the investigation. The Gray Zone busted the story wide open, and 5 sources ratted the story out. John Root continues his assault. Candace Owens saying Charlie came to her in a dream to say he was betrayed and that Tyler Robinson is not the assassin should be the nail in the coffin for her. She's a lunatic. And he goes on with this ridiculous claim of her using visions to fool everybody. No, she was very short, said this was a dream she had, and she said Charlie was betrayed. She did not say Tyler Robinson is not the assassin in the dream, and she did not claim Charlie told her that. Now, her and millions of others do not believe Tyler Robinson has been proven to be the assassin. And I don't either. There's no DNA in the gun. They got no pictures of the kid on the campus. It's a problem. That case looks pretty bad from the outside. John Root lies, saying that the Tyler Robinson is not the assassin claim was made in the dream, that Charlie said it. I don't think he watched the episode, so he shouldn't comment on it like this, acting like he saw great detail. He is bearing false witness by definition. Then there's a part I'm not part of. I don't understand this world. John Root is complaining, such a bummer to see him promoted and platformed on Charlie Kirk's show today, too. So John Root evidently is butthurt that Andrew Colvett had on other pastors who were probably friendly with Charlie or the staff, and he isn't down with their style of preaching or something. He doesn't get into specifics. Like I said, it's a mean girl tweet. What is this? This is not the behavior of so-called godly men. John Root again. Candace Owens doesn't really care about honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. Whew, brother. Candace Owens is all about growing her brand, making money, and saying outlandish things, no matter who it hurts and how insensitive it may be. This isn't about actually finding the truth and asking legitimate questions. Again, someone should have their teenage daughter read that. That is mean girl voice. This guy has a problem. Now, an ex-user responds to him very well and says, "Sure, John, not listening to the concerns of a murder victim posted a month before his murder is the way to go. Seek truth." Candace Owens gave a very emotional tribute to Charlie Kirk, and immediately people from the establishment side, because they're the new establishment, attacked Candace Owens. She didn't attack them. They called her a phony, a grifter, a liar, and these men of God stood around while people attacked her. And when she fought back, they start crying. And between their lies and their cries, they just kept their heads down and kept working, collecting those salaries, not wanting to rock the boat. They hid from the world that Charlie wanted to invite Candace back, and they tried to talk him out of it. Then they hid from the world that Charlie was going to walk from Israel, and they wanted to keep it private. It's a private conversation. It was not, and no one is stupid. Charlie Kirk had gone from saying Benjamin Netanyahu might have given a stand-down order on October 7th.
But I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand-down order? Was there a stand-down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it.
To saying how vile Jewish donors treated him publicly.
It is all of a sudden, oh, Charlie is he's no longer with us and all that. I said, wait a second, what do you mean? What does with us mean exactly, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an American, okay? Like, I represent this country.
To saying people were calling him an anti-Semite.
That's been turned around on me too, to you must be anti-Semitic. What the hell?
The way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite.
It wasn't an illusion. We heard his words. Everyone knows what that means. Everyone's been in big political organizations when the donors start mouthing off like that. We know where it goes. It's old, man. Everyone is sick of it.
And I'm sorry, what's the latest one for all you anti-Semites? The Israelis put a hit on him? Oh, please.
This guy is Rob McCoy. He claims to be Charlie's pastor. I don't know that Charlie attended his church. I know that Charlie attended a church. Its name was something like Dream City. Also, there was a Catholic church he liked. Charlie liked to experience Catholic Mass. If you can't tell by now, Charlie Kirk was a bit of a theological explorer. His son, Michael McCoy, was Charlie Kirk's chief of staff. And the McCoys are quite furious with Candace Owens because her and some other people exposed something. The McCoy family makes a lot of money from Israel. Rob McCoy does trips to the Holy Land for people, like tourists, go see the Holy Land where Jesus walked and all that stuff. The younger McCoy, Michael McCoy, he was Charlie Kirk's chief of staff, and he has some kind of contract with an American shell company. And what happens is the younger McCoy geofences churches and events and gives that data to the company. Then the shell company gives that data eventually to Israeli intelligence. Here's Michael McCoy speaking about the Charlie Kirk Memorial's geofencing.
And our geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people that day. And so just seeing what the Lord has used this tragedy for, and it's given way to this great harvest of people coming out and supporting Turning Point, donors coming out and supporting Turning Point.
The McCoy's project for geofencing is really for American megachurches, and they want to suck off your device and send the information back home so they can better propagate to you. What do you think happens to this family's living if Charlie Kirk were to turn against Israel? To watch these Christian pastors obfuscate, lie, and redirect is sad. They know what they've done. They know what they're doing. And they know who they owe apologies to. And I hope they're man enough to do it.
God operates in truth.
I hope all of our pastors hear that.